42% of dog and cat owners said it's important to have a disaster preparedness plan for their pet. Only a third actually have one, according to a new survey commissioned by Hills Pet Nutrition. Dr. Rebecca Trimble, veterinarian at Hills Pet Nutrition, and Dr. Roberta Westbrook, Chief Animal Welfare and Medical Officer at Houston SPCA, join us with more. So, ladies, why should pet parents have a disaster preparedness plan in place for their pet?
No, the bond between people and their pets is undeniable. And we're often not thinking about emergencies for our pets. And in 2024, coast to coast, and even right now, we've had examples of emergencies and disasters underscoring the need to create an emergency plan that includes your pet. At Hills Pet Nutrition, we believe in doing everything we can to keep pets and their people together. So we've created a one-of-a-kind network called the Hills Disaster Relief Network to help support families and organizations like the Houston SPCA during these times of disaster. September is National Preparedness Month. We've teamed up with the Houston SPCA, our longtime shelter partners, to draw awareness to the need to create a plan for our families that includes our pets.
Okay, so if someone is making a pet emergency kit, what should be included?
You know, during times of emergency, it's always important to think about a pet emergency kit before the disaster happens. That way, when the disaster hits, you can grab that go bag and you and your family and your pet can be on your way. So some critical items that you want to have. The first thing is you want to have essential items that are going to be really important to keep your pet healthy and happy. And that includes at least a 3-day supply of food and water. So you always want to make sure you have food and water for both you and your pet. The next thing that's essential is a way to keep your pet close to you. So having a safety harness and or a leash is going to also be very important. That's something that can go along with that is a travel carrier. That way, if your pet's unable to walk next to you, you have a leash, a harness, and or a transport carrier. Then it's also important to keep your pet's medications. If you have a pet that has an injury or an illness and they're on medication, you want to be able to keep them comfortable and healthy. So make sure you're carrying those medications. Along with that will be a first aid kit. If you're traveling in an emergency situation, there could be opportunities for your pet to become unexpectedly injured, and you want to be able to provide basic pet care. That can include a kit that has cotton balls, tape, bandaging material, gloves, and antibacterial wipes. And then finally, your pet wants to be comfortable. And so having some comfort items like a bed, toys, and things that would make them comfortable, their favorite treats, would be a great thing to happen.
So what other tips do you suggest to help families and their pets take steps towards safety? Excuse me.
You know, one of the most critical things we can do is keeping identification for you and your pet together, and a microchip is a great way to do that. And definitely, if you have a microchip, keeping that information up to date with your cell phone number, your address, etc. A study commissioned by Hills and Talker Research tells us that less than half of dog and cat owners have microchips for their pets. So if you're one of those that don't have a microchip, many local shelters, as well as your local veterinarian, can provide this service for you for a small fee, and it can be critical to keeping you and your pet together if you happen to become separated.
So over the past decade, how has Hills Disaster Relief Network supported shelters like, or partners like Houston SPCA who are directly responding to families in crisis?
I am proud to say that over the last decade, Hills has provided over 3.9 million pounds of pet food to organizations like the Houston SPCA to help distribute to communities in need during an emergency. But we didn't just stop there. Additionally, Hills has provided over 1.5 million pounds of free nutrition to local food pantries. And that's able to be provided to families not only during times of an emergency, but also those that are having pet food insecurity.
We thank Hills for partnering with us during disasters like COVID and Hurricane Harvey, where we took in over 2,300 dogs and cats, and we were able to partner with Hills to provide proper nutrition for those animals during those times. Over 120 tons of food were able to be provided during those disasters.
That is fantastic. Here on First Coast Living, we are huge pet fans. We love our dogs and cats, and so I really, really appreciate the great work that you folks are doing over there. So if people want to learn some more information, where can I send them?
You can go to hillspet.com/prepareyourpet. You'll find this information and much more to help you prepare.
Thank you so very much. We really appreciate you spending some time with us this morning. And guys, if you want to catch segments like this again, head over to FCN Plus.